Merhaba, şu anda Crytek'in Senior Producer'ı Brian Chambers'la birlikteyiz. Kendisiyle Rise oynayacağız. Bir yandan da kendisine bazı sorular yönelteceğiz. So, okay, we can start.
Cool.
Record. We will start.
All right. So before you run in, and let me kind of give a little bit of breakdown of Rise PC and what we're doing and why we did it. So when I was also the senior producer on the console version. Once Rise as a game was announced that it was going to be Xbox exclusive, we got a tremendous amount of interest, emails, petitions, and so on from the community. Community saying, please get it onto PC, please. So, you know, we finished the console version quite a while ago. Crytek owns the IP 100%, right? So it's up to us what we'd like to do with it. So we said, you know what, give it some think, and we said, let's get it to PC. It was important to us to get it to PC for a reason, right? Main reason being that we were responding to the community and giving the community what they want. But also, we didn't want. It was important that we didn't just make a straight port. That we took the time and put focus on it on the engineering side and said, what can we do to really make it kind of something special? So what you're looking at now is the very first 4K game, 4K native game, out of Crytek using CryEngine.
Yes. So we can say that it's your main innovation for the PC version, of course.
Absolutely. Block is going to be on the space bar. You're going to want to make sure that you get that when the guys come in to attack. Your standard attack, as you figured, is on your left mouse click. A strong attack is on the right. So with somebody like the shield guy, you're going to want to do you do a strong attack, you can blow them up and get in a couple of shots. Once they're in an executable state with that icon, if you hit E, you'll actually be able to go into one of the numerous executions we have in the game. Okay, you killed him last minute before that. Yeah. We could try him on the next guy. So really we focused on the engineering side, on the tech side and rendering side. The level of detail that we've gotten out of here, as you can see, if you really look in here, you can see the stitching of every single piece of leather. You see the scratches, you see the marks. You see a level of detail that we really weren't able to see on any other hardware that we've done to date, right? A lot of technical improvements that we've put into this, a lot of effort, a lot of love. Since we're rendering so many pixels at 4K, we implemented a new type of anti-aliasing technique called SSAA, super sampling anti-aliasing. It's really, as the engineers are telling me, it's the absolute best anti-aliasing technique we could use to date. We also have other things on there of, you know, native UI resolution. So you need to change the resolution, let's say for your rig at home to 1080. You'll still have your resolution, regardless of what you change the game resolution, your UI will still be crisp and clean. As with any PC game, we'll also make it to where your tech settings are customizable. These little icons, if you follow these will kind of guide you through the level. We put those up at a different time based on level of difficulty to help kind of guide the player through if they can't naturally find their way.
It really looks great.
Yeah, we're really pleased with the results. What you're seeing right now is live software, right? It's still a work in progress, so it's not perfect yet by any means. We're slated to come out in the fall. We give that window of time. We're not really chasing an exact date. We want to make sure that the software is where it needs to be, right? We want to make sure that graphically it's dialed in, that your frame rate's tight, that we have everything that's in place, right, before we actually give it into the hands of the public.
Yes. So what are the other changes into the game and in the game? Sorry.
As far as design goes and actual content, it is primarily the same game, right? You just have this uplift in visual fidelity. And really, you know, having a game and being able to play it at 4K is something that doesn't come around too often yet, right? Especially with the level of detail we had in the base game, being able to truly see that level of detail on your PC is really something that's, you know, unique to what we've been able to accomplish to date.
Yeah, good. And sorry, what can you tell about us about the control system? How does it affect the game? You know, because there are minor changes like keyboard and mouse. You know.
It wasn't a huge leap. I mean, Crytek does have a good amount of experience with PC development, right? There are kind of standard controls, your WASD and so on. There's natural things with the attack as far as, you know, the natural left click makes sense. You're going to use that most often. We've tried a large amount of different keyboard configurations, and we think we have something that we're you know, feels good to us right now. We're still kind of play testing it, and you know, interested to hear from people like yourself who get a chance to play it, and others over the last day at this show. So far it's been received pretty well. There really haven't been any huge challenges. It kind of, with the different abilities of the character as far as block and as far as regular attack and hard attack and executions, we've really been able to find kind of a natural combination for the player where it feels pretty just, you know, as it should.
Okay, so can we say that it will be a big jump for Crytek?
A big jump, you know, it's a good jump, right?
Yes.
It's a good jump. Crytek, we always make kind of big jumps, right? We always push ourselves. We're always trying to, you know, we have a team that's passionate about what they do. And it usually shows in the tech and the assets and the games that we make. That goes across every discipline, from animation, character models, environment artists, and so on, right? You know, having this game run to the level of detail that it is at 4K, at a solid 30 frames per second, I think that's a huge testament to what the team can pull off, you know? Is it a huge jump? I'm not sure. It's a jump, and we're at Crytek, we're used to making jumps. We're always used to finding and kind of pushing ourselves and pulling off something that's pretty cool.
If you are talking about the visual changes or visual revolution, we can say that it's a huge jump because it supports 4K, so it's so important for the gaming industry, for the graphic industry, I mean, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, it has been said that, you know, Crysis series was kind of a benchmark for people's PCs in the past. I've had people during the show, you know, come up and tell me how, you know, Crysis 1 killed their PC, right? We're not out to kill anybody's PC, but now people have jokingly and probably rightfully said that this is kind of the new benchmark and the new standard now for kind of PC testing, that if your game can run this at if your rig rather can run this at a solid 4K with 30 frames per second, then you probably have a good solid rig, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, what do you want to add?
You know, just in closing, I mean, we're really proud of what we do, and we're really proud of what we've accomplished here so far. If people get their chance at, you know, any show, any convention, or when this actually, you know, when we release it in the fall, to actually get their hands on it, it's definitely worth seeing. You know, again, we're proud of it. We have a window of release in the fall, and we hope that the PC community can take a look and embrace it, and just have a good time with it.
Yeah, okay. So, wish you luck. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay.